What is up, everybody? Welcome to Team Amasian Talks Relationship Advice. My name is Ann Campea, one half of Team Amasian, and joining me to my right is...
the other half, Kaori Takee. What's up, guys?
What is up, everybody? Thanks so much for joining us. And like I said, Team Amasian is activating to talk about relationships. Now, why are we experts on relationships? I don't know. Experience. We've been through many experiences.
Success story.
Success. And of course, everybody has to go through their unsuccessful stuff too. Everybody has.
Tons of previously successful stories.
But the reason why we're talking relationships today is because surprisingly, we've been getting a lot of questions.
Yes.
Several people tweeting, messaging us on Facebook, asking us, hey, you guys seem like cool chicks. How do we meet girls like you? What's the secret to being in a successful marriage? Those kinds of things. And people really want to know what we think. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, thank you for the questions, and we're so excited to be answering these questions for you guys.
Yeah. So we put together some of the questions we've been getting, and hopefully you guys will come and chat with us. I mean, this is a topic that we personally love to get together and talk about. Mm-hmm. It's just second nature for women to do this, I think. So we hope that guys and girls, everyone who's watching, will join us in the chat and let us know what you guys think about our responses.
Drop some comments. Let us know what you think. Answer these questions that are about to pop up on your screen. Let us know.
In 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
All right. So our first question we thought was pretty timely. It is the holiday season. Mm-hmm. So I definitely did get somebody ask me this. What do I buy my geek girl for Christmas? And first of all, thank you for asking us that, because that solidifies that you think that we are geeks, which is awesome.
Or nerds.
Nerds, whatever. We're passionate about our stuff, right?
And proud of it.
Yes, heck yeah. So we've come up with some things that we think would be really cool and creative for you to buy. Kaori, did you want to start with what you thought of?
I thought first thing that came to my head is, if she doesn't own one yet, whether she's a geek nerd or not, she deserves a 3DS. Because it's cute.
Pikachu.
Well, this is the Pikachu edition, which I don't think they sell right now.
Very cool.
But whether you get the 2DS, which is the cheaper version, or the 3DS XL, which is the one I highly recommend, she will be so happy. Now they can play YouTube videos on it. She can meet new people through Street Pass. Animal Crossing's up in there. Mario. Who doesn't like Mario? I would go for this for her.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So I actually tackled this question in kind of a 3-piece response.
Okay.
Because depending on how deep your pockets are, which I'm not trying to say that I'm looking for somebody who can spend a lot of money on me, but if you do have a few $100s to spend, the first thing I would definitely recommend, and I wish I had it in here, is the Google Nexus 7. I think it's such a good value in terms of a tablet. You see me on it all the time. Mm-hmm. John bought this for me, and up to the point where he actually put it in my hands, I did not think that I would need or love a tablet. And quite honestly, now this thing does not leave my side. It's in my purse. It's a beautiful portable tablet, 7-inch tablet that is
7 inches.
Yes. I think we're going somewhere else with that. But for the value, it's under $300. I mean, Kaori, you have a iPad there.
Yeah, actually, I want to bust out this iPad because I think an iPad is also a really, really good gift. If you don't want to get the actual size, iPad mini is great. Now they have another version. I personally, if you do have the bucks, you should get the actual size, because not actual size, but the
10-inch?
Yeah, the original. I keep thinking. Yeah, but size does matter if you want to have a bigger screen. That's what I'm thinking.
Wow. Well, I was going to say that I love how lightweight the Google Nexus 7 is. But yeah, definitely consider picking that one up for your geek girl. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of apps that she can download. She can check all of her social media accounts, email, whatever, watch YouTube videos. It's just amazing. Any type of tablet that's out there, I'm sure she would love.
Yeah, and I think that's a really, really good gift also because I have a laptop and I barely use it except when I'm working on documents and stuff because of the iPad. And I think you probably had the same thing. Like you don't really need to bust out your laptop anymore because now everything's all on a tablet.
It's very true.
Read your comic books. I could play my video games. It's just so convenient.
Yep. So if you have a few $100, go ahead and pick that up for your girl. The other thing I was thinking, and Kaori, you can actually speak to this because I don't actually own this yet, and maybe I'm putting it out there so that you guys might consider getting it for your girl, not for me, but
or for her,
a subscription to Loot Crate.
I
thought this would be pretty cool and pretty creative, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Because if you get a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month subscription or whatever, she's getting a gift every month, and it's a pretty good deal. It's like what, $14 a month or something?
Yeah, I mean the subscription goes down based on whether you have a 1 month, 3 month, or 6 month subscription. The price drops on the monthly, and I actually have videos of my unboxing of Loot Crate, so go check them out.
Yes,
and I definitely think that's a really good idea, and because
thank you. I thought so.
Like you said, has a lot of value in it. Sometimes you get a shirt and then it has a catalog that describes all the things in there. It has coupons and it even has really good books. Like they had the Max Brooks How to Survive the Zombie Apocalypse or whatever. Like this has a lot of good things. That's a great idea.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad I could be creative for once. But I saw that they had these really cool themes too, and so it would satisfy any geek girl's interests. They had an 8-bit box. They had a Star Wars box. They have gamer-related boxes. So for whatever she's into, I think she would definitely appreciate receiving this. And you know what?
I agree.
Geek girl or geek guy, I think either sex would appreciate this.
Yeah, I think that was a spot-on idea. And jumping off of that, if you have a dog, get a bark box.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really trendy right now. Any of these subscription boxes.
Oh, they're so smart.
They're
so smart.
Everything. And when I was researching the Loot Crate, they had stuff for people who like Etsy and putting things, that are crafty together. They give you all the materials you need to put something together. There's people who like to love wine or coffee or all those kinds of things. So there's definitely a box out there for you. So that's my other suggestion. And for those of you who have no money in your pockets, which is not a bad thing at all. I mean, we all get to that point at some point in the month, right?
You're just human.
I know. So my suggestion right now for your geek girl or guy is actually picking up some of the free comics that are available on Comixology. And right now they have 12 days of free comics, which I think is really, really cool. I picked up the first free one, which was a Batman comic from 2011 series. And I think it would be a good way to kind of introduce, if they don't already read comics, introduce them into comics and so that they could figure out what genre they love within the comic realm. So they're all free. You can figure out what device you could put it on if you have a tablet or a phone or a laptop, and download the Comixology app and download those free comics for your geek guy or geek girl.
Yeah, I really like that idea if you want to save some money or not spend any money at all. Yeah, I like that too. And hopping off of that, if you don't have any money, get creative. Make a photo album or make a really nice card. We appreciate those kind of things. Write a poem. I know all of this sounds cheesy, but you can't go wrong with showing that you care.
I hate to say it, but really, we truly believe, and I think I speak for both of us, it's the thought that counts.
It's true. It is the thought that counts.
It really does go a long way. Okay, so let's get into the next question here. I get shy and awkward around girls. Any tips?
I get shy and awkward around girls too.
And I get shy and awkward around boys and girls, so it's okay. It's okay. It happens to everybody, right?
Yeah, definitely. And for me, sometimes the guy who is shy and awkward, it's endearing. I think the best thing to do is be yourself and be confident. Don't overcompensate for being uncomfortable.
That's a good point. Yeah. Just be casual. That's all I can say. There's a great clip in 40-Year-Old Virgin, which I love that movie, by the way, where Seth Rogen is trying to describe to Steve Carell's character how he can approach a girl at the bookstore. And he just tells him to ask questions.
Oh, I remember this.
It's as easy as asking questions and sounding like you're interested.
True.
And so if you can just get into that mode of asking anybody questions, whether you're interested or not, you could probably break free of that shyness and awkwardness that you feel when you're around girls that you potentially could like. I think it's a good way to show interest without being forthcoming, like you said.
And don't be a dick. Like don't be a mean guy. Don't overcompensate by being an asshole, because it doesn't work.
Like, hey baby, check out my muscles or whatever. No,
that's
you don't like
just
that?
too awkward.
All right. Well, good luck for any of you that are experiencing that. I think you guys are going to be just fine.
Because there are guys out there that do exist that are a little meatheady. They try way too hard.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No. At least for girls like us, no, it's not going to happen. Okay, so next question.
Dum dum dum. Aww.
How do I snag a girl like you, Kaori?
You just have to be very considerate, thoughtful, and loving, and you should be a gamer, because if I'm not playing games, I like watching my man play games, and it's very comfortable. And
I would have to agree with you on all those points. And I think passion goes a long way. If you show me that you're passionate about something, for example, John's extremely passionate about movies, whether I'm interested in that subject or not, it goes a long way for me to see that you truly do love something as much as, another person would love their hobby or profession or whatever.
I completely agree. For me, it's not so important how much money you have, but it's important for me to see that you have a dream or an ambition and you have love for something that you're working hard for. And I would support that no matter what. Nice. And whether you fail or not, it's that passion that drives humans and it makes you interesting.
I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. Okay, so there's some more questions that we got here. Do you know within the first seconds of seeing a guy whether you'll want to see him again? I'm going to start with this and say yes. If you look like Brad Pitt, yes. No, I'm just joking. No, but really, I wouldn't say first few seconds. I would say probably within the first maybe 10 minutes of a conversation. And I love to talk to people. I don't care who you are. If you're in the grocery store, if you're at the gym, whatever, if you come and say, hey, Ann, what's up? Or maybe you won't know my name, but you say, hey, what's up? I definitely love to conversate with people because you just never know who you're going to meet and who your next friend is going to be or whatever. And just getting to know people is one of my passions. So that being said, if I was speaking to a male and within maybe the first 10 minutes of the conversation, I could tell that there are common interests or something like that, then yes, I would probably be able to know right away whether I'd want to hang out with that person again or not.
I think that within the first couple seconds, you'll know, one, whether you're attracted to the person or not. And I also think it also matters on social setting. If you're going to meet a guy and some Joe Schmo comes to you at a bar, you might not really be attracted or want to talk to him. So he already has a tough chance already. But if you're meeting the same person through a friend, then there's a bigger possibility of feeling safer and wanting to get to know this person. So I really think a lot of it has to do with where and how you meet the person.
That's a good point. Yeah, so, definitely the environment speaks volumes on whether
it really does.
You even would want to engage in a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when's the last time you can say you picked up or you met somebody that you fell in love with at a bar?
Eons. I never fell in love with anyone from a bar, actually.
At a club or whatever?
No, not. Have you?
See, but then that kind of begs an interesting question because, and I don't know that we have it here, but I could have sworn I was conversating with somebody last week and they said, where do I even go to meet somebody like you?
Okay.
Right? And so if we're not meeting guys at a bar or a club, which, pretty girls do frequent if you're looking for the looks aspect, but where do we go?
I mean, well, nowadays they have online dating, which I haven't tried it yet. Who knows? And they say that, they match you based on what you like, and maybe that's a good way of doing that. There's a lot of success stories out there, but I think the best way is always through friends.
Yeah, I think it's getting to that point. At least, I mean, and really it depends on what age you are too. Because, in college, it was just so easy to meet anybody you would want. If you wanted to meet somebody just to hook up with, if you wanted to make a best friend, if you needed a study date, that might potentially turn into more. The environment was there for you to meet people with common interests. If you're looking for a specific type, you could just sit in the middle of the campus and look out and find somebody. But, as you get into, I don't want to say as you get older because that sounds really cheesy, but as you get into a profession, for example, where you're working 8 to 5 and you come home and you're like, I don't want to go out.
Right.
Where do you go? And I would agree with Kaori that the next best thing is to hop online and do online dating. It seriously works for so many of my friends.
It does.
And it's nothing to be ashamed of because that's where we're at now. That's where the technology is. That's the point of, or for some people, that's the reason why they sign up for Facebook or these social accounts, is to interact with people and not kind of have that awkwardness or that anxiety that you get when you're meeting people in person or trying to approach somebody in person. That kind of removes that wall.
I agree.
That scares a lot of people from approaching somebody in a bar or one of those social settings.
Yeah, I agree completely. And, again, find a friend that you trust their taste. Find a friend who has a successful relationship, who's already married or who has the kind of relationship you want. And then take advice from that person, as well as, if she or he wants to hook you up with someone, be open.
Oh, so does that mean you would take advice from me?
I would.
So if I wanted to hook you up with, I don't know, like Randy Orton or something, you would totally go for that?
A young Randy Orton.
All right. I'll see what I could do. Okay, so the next question that we got is, should a guy pay on the first date? That's a good one. Classic question. What do you think, Kaori?
I'm old school. I say yes. Yes. No matter what you're doing that night, the guy should be pulling out his wallet. Of course, you should be doing the, traditional female shuffle. But if the guy wants to impress you, he should be paying at least on the first date, no matter what you do. I had an experience where I did the shuffle and the guy said, okay, cool. And in my head, see, you're saying
that's funny.
Yeah. In my head, I said, I'm not going out with this guy again.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
just me.
Yeah, why did I react like that? That's funny because I was just about to say, you know what, if you have to split the bill, that's cool. But based on my reaction, that wouldn't make sense anymore. So yeah, I think the guy should pay on the first date. I definitely think it's an old tradition that females tend to appreciate. Mm-hmm. And like you said in your previous responses, it's really not about like, are you taking me out to Ruth's Chris to pay for a $200 dinner? It's just more of the common courtesy that a guy can show a girl on the first date, and just to show interest as well. I mean, if we're at McDonald's, that's cool. You're paying for McDonald's, that's fine. That's like $5 or whatever. But really, I think it goes back to what you said. It's that tradition of a guy taking a girl out and showing that he cares.
I just want to share the story about this guy because he should be on the Extreme Cheapskates show. I said I wasn't going to go out with him again, but I did. And he took me to Jack in the Box the next time with coupons from Jack in the Box.
You're joking.
No. He had a bag of coupons in a manila folder in his car. So, yeah, that didn't last very long. So just don't be too cheap is what I'm hoping.
He probably has a lot of money saved to this day.
I don't know. I mean,
No?
I told him he was cheap, and he told me I was the first girl that ever said that. And I said, really? And he said, my mom says I'm frugal. And in my mind, I'm like, definition, synonym, cheap. But,
Wow.
good times.
Yeah, good times indeed. I'm like trying to think of a story I could share, but nothing that compares to that.
I'm sure we have plenty to share.
All right. So let's move on to relationship pet peeves. Cheap was one that we just stated. Let's see, what else?
I would say just being inconsiderate.
Okay.
Like, that stuff bothers me. Like, for example, if you're sharing a plate of food and you take the last bite without at least offering, hey, would you like the last bite? Or, if I come over to your place, don't just leave me there and then go sit on the couch with your roommate. Like, these are the things that has happened to me before.
Oof.
Yeah. Or drive. I've been in a relationship where the guy would barely drive.
I am also in a relationship where the guy barely drives, but I have to, in John's defense, he is bad with directions, but he admits that he's bad with directions.
Okay.
And he hates driving around LA. He hates the traffic.
Is that a pet peeve?
So where it began as a pet peeve, I have learned to compromise and accept that he will drive about 30% of the time.
That's a very good answer. And that's fair. It's about compromise. And that's fair. I'm sure you have some pet peeves that he feels about you. I don't know what possibly could be, because you're perfect.
I know, right? Gosh. But I think I would say at this point in our relationship, the one pet peeve that I would point out, and I think this probably happens to everybody, and I am not only a victim of it, but I also am an offender of it, is technology. I mean, considering what John's profession is and what I love to do on my downtime, we are constantly on our phones. We're constantly on our laptops or tablets or whatever, that we at times will have to remind ourselves, hey, let's set these things down and have a real conversation. And nobody's to blame in this, and that's why it's a pet peeve. But it's just the time that we're living in is like, we have so much distraction.
That is an excellent pet peeve.
That you have to remember to consider your relationship. And I know it sounds like I'm an old fogey or something, but take one night and make it a date night and do something fun. Get out of the apartment or get out of your house and just do it. And I think that's really important to remember as you go into these long-term relationships, is to remember to make time for each other.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, I didn't even think about that, but that catapults my pet peeve to the number one spot, because it is so important to just get rid of your phones for a little bit and just really enjoy the intimacy you can have with this person.
Yeah,
I like that.
It.
Awesome.
Thanks for agreeing. Okay, so the next question that we've gotten is it important to have common interests, or do opposites attract?
Oof. I think it's a little bit of both. I want you to go first, though.
Okay. You know what?
Right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think it is a little bit of both. I mean, I would love for John to love everything I like, but you know what? If John likes shopping as much as I do, that would kind of weird me out.
I would be weirded out for
yeah.
you.
So things like that, like if he was as interested in buying shoes and those kinds of things that I love to do, which I would never expect that he would love to do, I'm okay with that. And there are obviously things that he likes to do more than I do. You know, he loves to play poker. He loves to just be online and doing his social media stuff. And sometimes I'm tired of that too. But those are the things that we compromise, and that he sets aside time for himself to do, and I set aside time for myself to do.
Which is important.
So we have common interests, definitely. And I think as you continue in your relationships, those interests that you might have had that differ, you can actually share with your spouse or loved one, and they will, at least if they don't grow to love it, they'll at least learn to appreciate why you love it, which I think is a really neat aspect as relationships grow.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that having a common denominator is mostly focused and mostly important when it comes to, do you have the same family values? Do you want to do you have the same career motivations? Not like career choices, but motivations, the ambition. Those are the things that matter, that should be kind of in common in terms of also like where you are in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It could be a motivating factor too.
Right.
Definitely.
But opposites definitely can attract, and you can learn a lot from each other. And sometimes opposites are actually very, very, very fun and entertaining to be with someone who is quite different from you. Just like, I don't know, I think this is going to sound really weird, but dating a white guy is a lot more fun than dating an Asian guy. But I'll do both. But it's because it's a cultural difference.
Yeah.
No, it's just more entertaining.
Yeah, that's true. You learn a lot more than you would have if you're dating someone of your own culture.
But but at the same time, dating someone of your own culture is also very relatable. So both are very, very good.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting point you bring up there. I was in a relationship where, like you said, if things like not culture, but things like, I don't know, religion or the ambition or those kinds of things are not there, it just adds a strain in the relationship that really, I think, sadly can be avoided if you had that in common going into the relationship.
I think that's the most important part, is having the same kind of lifestyle. Not lifestyle, but same place in life is what's most important.
Yeah, because then you feel, if you're not, then you feel like you're pushing somebody or somebody's pushing you to try to even out what is imbalanced at that point.
Don't hate me, guys. I like everybody, I promise.
Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 kind of lightning round questions here.
Okay, lightning, let's go.
So I'm going to give you like 1 second as soon as I put it up to answer, okay?
All right.
The first thing I noticed about a guy is blank.
His eyes. Wow,
that was really fast.
You told me 3 seconds.
Wow.
What was yours?
So you're looking up there. I'm kind of looking down there. No, I'm just joking.
At his wallet? No.
I think I noticed. Oh, God.
His height / eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely height.
I think height.
Oh.
I think height, because I dated all kinds of heights, and the taller breed, the Amazonian breed, is what I
for sure.
What I pick out of a crowd, and maybe it's not so much that I'm actually attracted to the way the guy looks, but it's just the fact that he's so tall, and
I know, I like
for
that.
us, we're so short in stature, so it's kind of like,
I like the height thing. They hover and feels good, nice and toasty all year round.
So we want to date cuddly bears. That's what we're at. That's what we're saying. Okay, so the next one also. My top 3 favorite qualities in a guy are, you can answer this in like a minute, because I don't know. Okay, so let me go first. Sense of humor. Huge for me. You have to make me laugh, because I've been told by some of my friends that I can be pretty witty myself. So if you can't match the caliber of my humor, then it ain't gonna work. So humor is definitely, and I know guys, when they hear this, when they hear girls say humor, they like nod their heads like,
it's true.
Yeah, right.
It is so true.
That's not true. You're
Especially
looking at
girls like
looks.
us.
Yeah, exactly.
We need it.
Like, when have I ever went out and been like, if it wasn't a celebrity, by the way, been like, Kaori, that guy's super hot. Like,
could you imagine if Brad Pitt was just a petrified piece of ass? I don't know. He'd be boring.
And quite uncomfortable at the same time.
Yeah.
but oftentimes we're out, and we'll conversate with people, and the first thing that we both say to each other is, "Hey, that guy was really funny." Like, that's one of the first things that we'll point out to each other. So sense of humor is definitely one of them. Different qualities, I don't know, like I said, passion, being passionate about something. I don't care what it is, food, broccoli, movies like John, whatever it is, music, whatever it is, if you're passionate about it, that really, really, really attracts me to somebody, because that kind of signifies that you're not only a geek, which I love, but that you probably have some ambition to move whatever that passion is forward. And I think for the third is intelligence. So I'm not even going to go in the realm of looks, which is crazy, and people probably don't believe me, but intelligence is really big for me. If you ask John, characters that we see in movies or TV, the first thing I usually point out is, I like that character because they're so smart. And it could be what you would call, quote unquote, the nerdiest looking guy with glasses or whatever. But I'm right there and attracted because they're smart. And I love, and for me, that means good conversation. It makes things interesting. I'm never bored with those type of people because they usually know more than I do and can teach me a lot. And the fact that I can learn from somebody that I'm with makes it even more amazing, I think.
Yeah, you set up some really good ones that I would have said things as well. Contrary to popular belief, I don't think they always say women like really focus on money, and I don't think that's true. I've dated broke guys, and they are actually the guys that have made me the happiest, and the guys that have money. It's all about personality, really.
Yeah.
I don't want to copy you, but those are the ones. You know?
Do we agree on that?
Definitely sense of humor. I need to know that I can. I'm talking about life choices. I need to have a husband who can make me laugh as I grow old with him, and just understand my sense of humor because it could be dry sometimes, and know that I'm lighthearted and don't take too offense, because some guys are actually very sensitive and they take things a little too seriously too. They, it's
not just the girls.
Yep. And if you're not funny, or you can't appreciate it, just you can be so handsome and be so dull. And I've met guys like that. What else was there? You said intelligence, and absolutely, I gotta be able to carry on a conversation with a guy, and I want them to be in touch with what I'm feeling as well, that I don't have to tell them all the time, this is what I'm thinking. They should be smart enough to know, oh, this is logically what she's thinking. This is what I could be doing, what I can't be doing. I want them to make that extra step. I don't want to be with a guy who I have to give him every single step of the way what my rule book is, because what girl wants to put up with that?
So it doesn't you're not necessarily saying they need to have this like intuition, like a psychic sense to be able to read your mind, because I know guys hate that.
But just be considerate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you're going towards more of the considerate aspect. Okay. And was that 3?
No, I guess that was kind of 3. We'll leave it at that. Well, I was gonna say looks
and a big wallet.
Looks do a lot for me. I feel very superficial saying that, but hey, guys, you want us to be cute, so you guys should be cute for us. And
good point.
Looks come from all different shapes and sizes. I've been attracted to chubby old cuddly bears to little skinny pencil guys. But the looks is important, and it comes through your sense of humor and your character and all the good stuff we've been talking about. Intelligence, everything.
I can't even think of how many experiences I've had where it was a combination of those qualities.
Yeah, for sure.
That really attracted me to a guy. So and I'm not going to say this on camera, but they might not necessarily be your dream type of person. But when you take all of these qualities that really attract us to guys, and obviously Kaori probably has more different ones than I do, but whatever those qualities are, if you embody those and you're not afraid to hide who you are, then those are the types of things that we really appreciate. Because as females, look, we're insecure, okay? No matter if you say I'm the most confident person in this world, you are going to have at least 1 ounce of insecurity in you. And for a guy to be able to make a girl feel comfortable in their own skin is
it's a feat.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. And for a guy to be able to know how to appreciate a woman, and being a woman, it's phenomenal, but it is hard work. And I know that it's not tough being a man as well, but for a guy to really love a woman, it is a beautiful thing. You said it best. It's a beautiful thing. And for a woman to love her man back.
Of course. We've got a lot of love to give.
Yes.
So you can't see it, but big hearts. That does it for all our questions today.
Yeah, that was a lot of questions. So thank you guys so much for those viewer questions. Pretty shocked, but hey, thank you.
Yeah, and definitely keep sending them our way, because we love this kind of conversation. This is one of our favorite things to talk about is relationships advice or whatever. So if you're finding that you're in a relationship and you got a question, or maybe you're looking to be in a relationship and you need some more tips from us, which I don't know why we're the experts, but I'm really glad you guys are asking us these things. Definitely shoot us a message, leave a comment in the comment stream there, and let us know how you would respond to some of the questions that we answered today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is something that I would love to keep going.
Yeah, and also I would also be interested if you even want to go a little step further and mention a particular situation and what would you do kind of questions. Kind of like a love line. That would be fun. I don't know if we're the best relationship gurus, but it would be fun to answer. If you have any questions for us geek girls, go for it.
Yeah, because what's the first thing you do when you're in a situation? You ask other people for advice. Whether you take it or not is up to you, but that's great. I hope you guys will continue to let us know your thoughts on relationships. So, Kaori, where can we find you individually if we'd like to chat with you?
Yeah, individually. Find me at KAORIOUS, Kaorius, right there, shebang.
Woo!
Yep.
And you can find me at Ann Campea right here. And together we are Team Amasian right there. Tweet us, message us, let us know your thoughts on this video. Should we do more? And we would love to talk to you guys more.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. You can find all of our videos on Movie Blog TV channel. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.